we had DK Metcalf coming out and talking about how he actually plans on qualifying for the Olympics in 2024.
Is Olympics something that is like a goal of yours?
Yeah, for sure.
Like a legitimate one, not just like I want to go out there and try.
I'm not just running just to run.
Yeah.
I can do that on a track somewhere. No,
yeah.
I'm trying to go to the Olympics.
Okay, what's that process like? Like, are you starting that? Because I mean, that's a whole.
Yes, I'm in a boot right now, so I can't do too much. But next year, I'm gonna start back training for it every off season, training for the 100-meter or 60-meter, whichever one I decide to do.
Yeah.
And then in 2024, you'll see me again.
That is so cool. Like, it has to happen, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay, I love the confidence.
So this comes as a shock for anyone that is a track and field fan, because he ran fast this previous year. Like, he did well. He has never competed or hasn't competed since high school, and he ran a 10.37 at the Golden Games this past summer. And to put that into perspective, that puts him at he would have been 87th in the NCAA last year, and he would have been 119th in the United States last year. So, I mean, yeah, you're good. You're a top 200 sprinter in the entire country. That's fast to be able to say that, but you're not Olympic material, because in the Olympics, you've got to be top 3. And so to see what he would have to be at would be at somewhere around a 9.92. I averaged out what would qualify you for the Olympics in the United States over the past 3 Olympic Games. So back in 2020, 2016, and 2012, the average was a 9.92, the fastest being this past year, where it was a 9.86 that qualified you for the Olympic Games. So this guy is going to have to drop nearly half of a second, which is an insane amount of time to be able to do, especially when it's not like you're a high school kid that hasn't hit puberty yet, and then you're hitting puberty in the next 4 years, and you're going through all your changes and developments, you're getting a lot more strength, and then you're good. Like, he's 24 years old. Like, he has reached pretty much his athletic peak right now. Like, he's not going to be getting much stronger and faster. What he's going to have to be relying on would be improving technique. And sure, he'll be able to improve his technique, but is he going to be able to improve it by dropping his time down by half a second? I don't think so. So in my mind, like, his goal should be, like, and this would be his absolute ceiling, the very best that DK Metcalf can do, in my mind, is be able to qualify for the Olympic trials. So that would be a time of 10.05. Still insanely fast. Like, but I think that's an actual goal that you could have by 2024. I mean, it's not going to happen, I don't think, but that's a goal that you could actually see happening. And now another goal that's probably a little more realistic would be qualifying for a U.S. national championship. That would still be a 10.16. So he's still going to have to be dropping at least 0.2 seconds in order to even get in these conversations of qualifying for a USA championship and then eventually an Olympic trials or a world championship berth. And that's a lot, especially for a guy whose primary focus is football, as it should be. I mean, that's what's bringing you in millions and millions of dollars. Track and field, this is just a hobby thing where you're saying you just want to see if you can make it, see what you can do. And like, you can't do that. I mean, that, like, think of it the other way around. If we have a football player or a track athlete, it's like, yeah, I'm just in my spare time, I'm going to see if I can do this football thing. And yeah, I want to see if I can make a Pro Bowl, just in my spare time, or I want to see if I can get elected, as a MVP of the league. I want to get in that consideration. Let's see if we can do that. Like, that's what you're saying. You're saying not only would a track athlete just try to make the league, like that would be, qualifying for some meets. You're saying you want to reach the highest level, which is essentially saying, yeah, I just want to try and be an MVP. Like, how about we do really well in our one sport first before you start talking about joining and doing other things? So it's crap. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, he's not going to be able to qualify for the Olympics. I think having a national team would be potential. I mean, if he said, you know what, I'm going to be giving up my football stuff and I'm going to be dedicating my life to try and qualify for the Olympics, then hey, maybe. But when half of your season is spent on football and you're 6'5", 250, 270 pounds, Like you can't move that much weight in the 100. It's just too much. And so you'd have to be, really cutting a lot of weight to get it. And I don't think it's worth it, in the off season. So just more football players, talking crap on track. And it's that time of year again, that all this stuff happens. He also mentioned whether I want to do it in the 100 or the 60, qualifying for the Olympics. The 60 is not in the Olympics. It's an indoor only race. So shows he's really paying attention to track and field. But we move on. So